Hi, air signs. My name is Michelle Kelly. Welcome to This Is Your Sign. This is your June 2021 career and finance reading. If you've already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, please like, share, and subscribe to all the air signs, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. I'm going to read your cards for the month of June. Let's see what the divine has messages for you. Okay, you guys, all your cards are upside down, so I'm feeling like your life feels like it's being turned upside down right now. It's saying it's not for you. And this is rejection is God's protection. Yang is the divine masculine turning your life upside down. So there's something getting turned upside down. Maybe you feel like you don't have a choice in this matter, and you might not. But for right now, your career and your life is being redirected. And whenever this happens, this is for your highest good. This is not, the rug is not getting pulled out from under you. I promise you. If it's getting pulled out, it's because there is something much better to replace it. So when this is upside down, it says, don't chase after what flees from you. Don't obsess over what eludes you. Don't bang your head against the wall. There is nothing romantic about what is unavailable. No prize given for torturing yourself. Nothing is to be gained by refusing to see the red flags that you have been waving since you began the pursuit. Now is the time to walk away. There are other goals, other loves, other games, other successes for you. The way out of obsessing is radical acceptance and surrender. Spirit always wants what's best for you. This is a sign that you have something much better waiting for you. Trust. So you guys, maybe you're having signs that your career that you've been in for a long time is not the direction that you're going to stay in. So I just want to tell you a little bit about that. So my one girlfriend told me, like, when you're younger, you have jobs and then you go into a career. And after your career, you go into your vocation, which is your soul's purpose, which is the divine. It's why you're here on this earth. So nothing is lost. All of your skills that you have, you needed them. You weren't doing anything wrong, but this is telling me that things are being rejected from you right now. And it might feel like, Jesus, what the heck is going on? Am I doing this wrong? No, you are not. But it's telling you that the divine is shifting you into another better direction. And when this is happening, it is very scary. And I'm going to read some more on this reading. Let me see. So it's saying, be mindful of the tendency towards impulsive action, overconfidence, and aggressive behavior. Think before you act. Least you can find yourself in a situation that will lead you to uncomfortable consequences. Be sure you really want what you're chasing after, because you might be sorry when you get it. The appearance of this card isn't for fear, for life is about learning lessons. Practice temperance, diplomacy, and thoughtful consideration before making a move. So you guys, this card is saying that you're scared, and it is so normal to be scared. And you can be scared. Try not to panic. This is saying, like, a lot of times when you feel like that rug is being pulled out, you feel like you need to grab on with both hands. And this is saying you don't have to imagine. Things are going to be way better than you think they are. And maybe you're not sure of what direction you're meant to go in right now. And usually when that happens, you're not sure, but the divine is sure, and they have a plan for you and want you to trust that. And it says illusions of wishful thinking rooted in a sense of lack have entered your life. Now is the time to see things as they truly are and not how you hoped and imagined they would be. Release any fear. Sounds so easy, right? Oh yeah, it's just gone. You guys, I have this God box. Me and my girlfriends made a God box. That's how you release the fear. You make a God box, you do something that's fun, you create it, you put your worries in the God box. Or if you don't believe in God, you can call it like a worry box or an angel box. But it says the universe responds to such projections. Be aware of this catastrophizing. No matter what illusions and awfulizing are misuse of imagination. Clear the inner slate and stay grounded, stay real. Only then can you have truly what you desire. Okay, so this reading is telling me that you guys, you're in a panic right now. It's very hard not to awfulize and catastrophize when you're panicking. So this is asking you to take a deep breath, slow your roll. I know it's easier said than done. Like, yeah, right, Michelle, thanks a lot. But it really is a daily practice. And one of the ways that you can do it is by doing guided meditations that they have on YouTube, breathing, yoga. If you think it's too slow for you or you ain't got time for that, you need it even more. You guys are beers, you're doers, and this is like, take a deep breath. You might need to go to counseling. You might need to join a 12-step support group. What are they? I'm going to name them: Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Gamblers Anonymous, ACA, Adult Children of Alcoholics and Dysfunctional Families. There's Al-Anon. There's CODA, which is Codependents Anonymous. These groups are all on Zoom right now. Go online and look them up. If you are looking for support, it is out there and available to you. That is where you will find your soul tribe, I promise you. The next one is To Be Fair, and it's upside down. Injustice and inequality are part of life, but they don't have to define your experience. This is a time when you may observe injustice right now and fairly redressed. Perhaps you come to the rescue of someone else or are called to answer for personal slight. You will be amazed by the sense of power that surges through you when you stand up for yourself and others. This card also indicates a good time to advocate for others who are less fortunate. Choose a cause and commit to it because you can make a difference. One thing is for certain, it is fairness. If fairness is your intention, the situation will be resolved for the highest good of all concerns through acts of kindness, empathy, and courage. You guys, you're here to make a difference. This is, like, you feel like things aren't going to be fair, but one of your gifts is your voice and standing up for yourself. So that is your gift. You're going to be able to do that. No one is going to walk all over you or take advantage of you at this time. You won't allow it. And as you don't allow it, you are going to go back and be able to help others not allow it too. And it's sounding like, I feel like advocate, law. You guys are so good at noticing everything that's going on. Maybe you've been called hypersensitive, you're too sensitive. All of these things that people have shamed you for are your greatest, biggest gifts. And they will lead you to your prosperity, okay? It says, listen only to love. Don't allow fear to distract you from your divine mission. You guys, you have walked in fear for so long. How do you listen to love? Love would never harm or hurt you. Love would never want you to do anything that isn't good for you. Punish people who think you need to be punished, all this kind of stuff. No way. Love is the divine speaking to you and through you and wants the very best for you. How do you know when you're listening to love? It's like music to your ears. You feel safe, you feel secure, and you don't feel threatened. You don't have to guard or protect yourself. You feel safe. That's what love feels like. You feel safe and not like, I need to get the fuck out of here. If you feel like I need to get the fuck out of here, that is not love. That is fear. And that is not a safe place for you. So the next one says prosperity. Your actions have resulted in incoming abundance. Your actions have resulted in incoming abundance. You guys, you're going to be okay. There's a book here. There's the world. There's cards. You might be meant to write. You're an angel. You guys are angels. All your prosperity is here. You're going to have more than enough. Please don't fear that. The prosperity is there. It says share your art with the world. It's time to allow others to enjoy your creative work. You guys are creatives and you're creators. Now this girl is painting, but it doesn't always mean painting. It could be designing. It could be drawing. It could be a lot of different things, but you're meant to share your art with the world. That's where your prosperity is. The people who talk you out of this, it's because they're listening to their fear, not yours. People who talk you out of this stuff, please go to the people who are going to share and give you the space and the room to grow. So I am going to, oh my God, you guys are changing jobs. I know you might not want to hear it. Maybe you don't believe it, but it's happening. It says no more complaining. Complaints are affirmations of victimhood, which are never truly spiritual. Take back your God-given power by affirming what you have, abundance of choices and freedom. With your increased confidence and assertiveness, watch these positive affirmations blossom into reality. So you guys, you are shifting. So maybe where you are is starting not to be right for you anymore, and maybe you can feel it in your body first. And I'm going to tell you some of the signs and symbols. If you're not able to listen to it or take action yet, part of it is when things are good for you, you feel lighter, freer. You can breathe. You don't second guess or doubt yourself. When you're doing things that aren't right for you, usually your body comes in. You feel heavier. You feel drained. You feel anxiety. You feel depression. You get headaches. You get stomach aches. You get back aches. Your throat hurts. You get sick. So like, you're not a victim. You can do something about it, but usually a lot of times is you have to get physically sick in order for you to be able to make the shift and make the move. That is normal. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. This happens to almost everybody. The next one is employment change, and it says your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that all these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You are being supported each step of the way. You guys, you are being supported each step of the way. I know it might not feel like it, but you are. So it is, I don't know if I said this to you guys. I said it in another video. At first you have your job, then you have your career, then you have your vocation. You guys are entering into your vocation. So if you're not sure of what your vocation is, even though it said art, it's with the art and you're meant to share it with the world. What do you wish was available to you or for you that either A, doesn't exist, or B, didn't exist and you needed? So that is a question that is deep shit. It's one of these questions that you might be able to answer in a day, probably not, or a week, probably not, or a month, probably not, or 3 months, maybe 6 months, maybe a year, or multiple of years. However long it takes you, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It just means this is part of the divine's way, getting you to get your seeds are planted. The seeds are being planted and they have been planted, but maybe this is just a little bit of sprinkle on your seeds. But it says the power of prayer. Give the situation to God for uplifting and healing. Remember, I was telling you, you could go make a God box. It's creative, it's fun, and then you put all of your worries into your God box, and that's the power of prayer. It says, and be open to miracles. Heaven's unlimited resources, love, and answers are awaiting your prayers. Be sure to act upon the divine guidance God gives you in response to your prayers. So you guys, your prayers are being answered. A lot of times, how do you hear your prayers answered? You might hear a song on the radio. You might see 111, 222, 333, 1010, 1111. These are all signs from the divine. Please look those numbers up. There are spiritual meanings and lessons every time you see them, but that means you're being awakened and you're starting to get present and be in your body and be connected to the divine and be connected to your spirit. And the divine speaks through you and to you through your inner voice. That is God speaking to you. But a lot of times the outside influences are, you might see a feather, you might see a special bird, you might see a special tree, you might see a penny or a dime. You might pass a church where there's a sign on it. Is that for me? Yes, it is. Somebody might just tell you something and you're like, oh my God, they just gave me the answer. Or maybe you tell somebody else and you hear yourself say it and you answer your own question. These are all of the ways that the divine is speaking to you or through you. So you will get the signs. Your prayers will be answered. I promise you, if you miss the sign, if you think, oh my God, Jesus, did I miss it? You'll get a second sign. And if you think, Jesus, what if I miss the second sign? You'll get a third sign. And every time you get a sign, they get bigger and more noticeable, so you can't miss them. You're not going to miss them, and your prayers are going to get answered. And if you guys ever heard the song by Garth Brooks, sometimes I thank God for unanswered, it's called Unanswered Prayers. And it's like every time you thought you didn't get what you wanted, but it was like God was leading you in your next direction. But that's a great song by Garth Brooks. So listen to Unanswered Prayers. If you feel like your prayers aren't being answered, a lot of times they're being answered. You just might not be able to see the meaning or know the outcome of it yet, but it doesn't mean they're not being answered. So all the air signs, Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini, this is your sign signing off. If you're still watching, thank you so much, and please subscribe to my channel.